Hey y'all, welcome to All the Layers podcast, where we peel back all the layers, the deep, the funny, the uncomfortable, and everything in between. We are your host, Akila.
And Matia, and today we're back at it with another rapid fire sister combo. We're trying to keep things a little shorter and a little lighter. At least that's the plan because we always end up going super deep, but we're gonna try our best.
Yes. Okay, Mattia, let's get into another little this or that. You up first.
Oh, okay. Trusting your instinct or thinking it through.
I'm definitely a thinking it through person because I overthink everything and I'm also very indecisive. So I like to thoroughly think through pros, cons, decisions, and things of that sort. So no, really, like if I trust my instinct, it'll have to be that I'm in I don't know, a time situation where I must make a decision. And I don't know when that would be other than playing a sport like tennis where I gotta choose where the shot is gonna go, or on a test when I'm running out of time and I just gotta pick an answer. But just in life, I am a person that's going to analyze every little aspect of everything. And I may have a gut and I might lean towards that, but Imma still be like, "Well, let me look at this other side." And it might just be the lawyer in me too, I don't know, but
Yeah, fair. I feel like both. It just depends on the situation. And I've kind of really had to redefine what I think my first instinct is or what my gut is. So I feel like a lot of times I'll be calling like anxiety my gut
mm,
or like intuition, and those just aren't the same thing. So I do feel like people's instincts are very powerful, and we always tell each other like, well, not each other, but like people in the world tell each other trust your gut, trust your instinct. But I know a lot of times your instinct or your gut can be very much shaped by what people have put you through or what you've been through.
right.
So sometimes it'd be like that protection wall that's kind of like, oh, I don't want to get hurt again. Like, and I'll be like, I already seen it was gonna happen because that's what like that's what my gut telling me. But sometimes it's coming from a place that's like not trying to be hurt again versus coming from a grounded place that's like, okay, maybe this really isn't a good idea, or maybe we should think about this a little more. So I guess it just depends, but
Yeah, no, that's a fair perspective. I would add to mine that it does depend. Like, if it's a very cut and dry thing, like an extreme, like something is wrong, a red flag in some situation or whatever, I'm gonna trust my gut usually, unless my mind is clouded by
Mhm.
something. But yeah, I think it definitely depends. Okay, letting it go mentally or needing clarity. You look stuck.
Mm, I think it's easier to let it go. I mean, because I feel like sometimes when people be like, "Oh, I need closure, I need clarity," you don't be needing it for real. It don't be worth nothing. Honestly, just let it go. I just like just let it go.
But is that what you do though? Because you be trying to answer these based on what you think is the best answer. What do you do?
I'll be letting it go.
Okay, okay.
Sometimes I ask for clarity, but for the most part, it's just like, again, using that think acronym. I'm not. I don't need clarification. Actually, I'm good. We just gonna move on.
Um, Imma say I tend to lean towards the needing clarity in certain situations. Again, if it's like an extreme or something that I feel super strongly on, and I feel like there's no need to have a conversation, or I don't feel like the conversation is gonna be productive or anything is gonna change or anything's gonna come from it, then I'll be on the side of letting it go. But if there's, like, questions that I have that are just swirling around in my head or what I feel like might be finished business or unaddressed things, then I feel like I need that clarity, because I don't like the not knowing aspect of things, and so, for me, the clarity is more about I didn't know something or there was some information that I was missing and I want that information. Cause I think some people use that as an excuse to go backwards, but that's not how I feel like it is with me. It's just more like, okay, I did not get an answer to something that I feel like I need in order for me to move forward and be at peace with the situation to the point where I can let it go.
Mhm.
So that's what Imma
Okay.
say.
Fair. Fair. Okay. It's kinda similar question. Moving on or making sense of it first?
Yeah, it is a very similar question. I would say I try to make sense of things first, but everything is not meant to make sense because everything don't make sense. It just depends. I think I definitely will try to make sense of it first, but if I can't make sense of it, then I'm just gonna move on because that's the only other option.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like as humans, we probably always do want a clear explanation, but life just that's not how life works.
Yeah. And some
And I feel
shit
like
just
if
don't make
you
sense.
yeah,
It doesn't.
and if you, like, sit there trying to make sense of it or just wait for it to make sense, I feel like you can end up staying stuck in something much longer than you need to be stuck in something. So,
Exactly.
I just take what I can from the situation, what it taught me and what it revealed about whatever the thing or the other person, and you just let it rest.
No, that's fair. It's funny because I feel like we're both talking about these in the sense of relationships and specifically maybe intimate or romantic relationships. I don't know. Do you feel like that? I think they naturally
I
kinda
haven't
lean
thought
towards
about
that a
it
little
in a
bit.
romantic relationship since yet.
Oh, I feel like they kinda lean towards that. I mean, I'm trying to think of it holistically, but
I've been thinking of it in the sense of, like, friendships and, like, work.
friendships, yeah. Oh, okay. I have not thought about it in the sense of work, which is good for me, so pat on the back because
Wow,
I've been
she
thinking about
said
it just
Matia, bad
relationally.
job.
You said what?
You said Matia, bad job. Are you
No,
thinking
but
about
for
work?
real, we just talked about this balance.
I'm just trying to pull from my experiences.
No, I'm being funny. Okay. Giving it time or calling it what it is. That's a kinda confusing one.
No, it's not.
Mm.
I think what it's asking is you give something time or you be like, you just call a spade, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
Like
at the forefront? Like, immediately? Is that what it's asking?
yeah, in my head, I'm thinking like I've done both in probably semi-healthy, unhealthy ways because I think giving things too much time out of hope happens, and then calling things too quickly out of hurt happens, and I don't think either one necessarily serves you. I've learned that time doesn't, again, clarify everything. Sometimes stuff isn't gonna make sense, and sometimes time just prolongs what has already been made clear to you. But at the same time, like, reacting too quickly can make you misread something that
Right.
maybe needed a little more space or a little bit more context or understanding. So, I think for me, it's about, honesty, like, am I giving this time because I genuinely need perspective or because I'm avoiding what I already know?
Mm. That's deep, girl. This supposed to be light. That was deep.
That was light work for me, not just playing.
Anyways, moving forward. Um, Imma say I'm definitely a more calling it what it is type of
Mhm,
person. I think I need to give stuff time a little more, but I don't know, because 'cause I'm thinking about it in the sense of, like, a first impression,
mhm,
right? And I feel like I stick to what I'm shown when it comes to first impressions. That's the first thing that, my mind is going to process and my mind is going to think of something is how it was first presented to me. That's gonna stay with me. So I think that I would typically be like, oh, that was like be able to call something out based on what I was shown. But I do think I should in situations give things time because somebody could
mhm.
be having an off a day, somebody could be, going through something. There could be some other factors at play that would cause that representation to not be the true representation of a person when I'm thinking about it in a first impression sense. Um, but yeah, I think I
Okay.
can be a little quick to
That
call
kinda
it.
gave that kinda gave DP a little bit or PD, I'm sorry.
I know I'm not giving PD on here because he too
It did because
good.
remember we talked last week about a bad day versus a bad heart.
Yes. Yes, and who is Peter and who is Judas? Who do you need to
Mhm.
walk away from and who do you keep around? Y'all, we over here talking about our pastor
Okay.
church. If y'all do not have a church home, please go watch Change Church and give it a try. I promise it's transformational every single week. PD is a genius, y'all. So that's a plug for Change Church.
Mhm.
They have a whole global family. Matia's a global member
I
because
am a global
she's in
member.
Cali and the church is in Atlanta, so okay. Go ahead. Okay. Um,
Wait. Okay, wait.
Girl, you lost. We own sitting
Okay,
with
sitting with it or distracting yourself?
say it one more time because I accidentally cut you off.
Sitting with it or distracting yourself?
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely a distracting myself person. That is not a healthy practice, but I like to work through
Mm.
stuff, be busy through stuff, or do things through stuff, and I think I have to do more sitting. I was forced at a point not too long ago to actually be still and have to sit with stuff and really think about things and really deal with things and really confront my feelings, my thoughts, and the situation or space that I was in. So, I do think that's very healthy and it has to be done, but it has to be a really intentional thing because it is very hard to actually confront those things. It's easier, I feel like, to run away from them and to just be like, "Okay, Imma push it to the side and deal with it when I wanna deal with it," which is really never dealing with it. But, yeah, I definitely distract myself, but I do think I should, and I'm trying to work on sitting with things more.
Mm. Yeah, as a therapist, I'm gonna tell you that's not good practice.
Well, didn't I just say that?
I'm just saying, just reinforcing it.
What is your answer?
My my answer is sitting with it, and I think yes, like, sitting with it is very hard, but I think it's a very necessary part of growth because when you distract yourself, you might feel better temporarily, but nothing is actually being processed, so it's just gonna resurface later, and it's gonna go on a feedback loop, and sometimes it's gonna be even worse than it was the first time. So I
Right.
think sitting with it forces you to really confront what you're actually feeling, and yeah, but I also, on the other hand, and people might disagree with this, I don't really think healing is meant to look like suffering all the time. I think you really do have to give yourself breaks from self-improvement. Like, I think you need to
Yeah.
take some days off from that. You need to take some days off from, suffering because healing is not a I wouldn't consider it a pretty process. Like it's pretty messy and stuff. Even though the end goal is healing, but yeah, I think there's something to say there about balance. Giving yourself like space to feel deeply, but also giving yourself permission to experience joy and to laugh and not be consumed by the thing that you're, distracting yourself from. Like I think you're allowed to carry something and still live your life and be happy at the same time.
Yes, that's very good. I love that. No, I agree 100%. That's a wonderful point. Um, no, yeah, that's a wonderful point. It's a balance. Okay, being realistic or being optimistic. Oh, I already know where I land on that one. Go ahead, Matia.
I'm probably a little too optimistic sometimes.
Are you?
Oh, I know
I
you
was
aren't.
not expecting that, but go ahead.
You don't think I'm, like, one of the people that really be trying to see the good in people in their situations? Ooh,
Maybe in people with regard to your friendships, but outside of that, the answer would be no.
you think I'm a pessimistic person?
It didn't say pessimistic, it says realist, perspective now. It didn't say pessimistic, it said
Oh,
realist.
you're right, okay. Let me stop putting words in your mouth. I feel like I be trying to be like, I feel like I'm kinda naturally optimistic. Like, I like to see the good in people and in situations. Like, I feel like I'm very, like when it comes to potential, I'll be sitting on that with everything. Like, I'll be like, "There's
Yeah,
potential in that." Like, this, I can see the potential, and then I get stuck in that, and I don't
yeah.
really be realistic. I like being delusional sometimes.
We may need to unpack that, that's a bit concerning.
I think there's a good part of delusional and a bad part of delusional, but sometimes I'll be like, yeah, I'll be delusional about some situations or some people. Yeah, Imma see the good in this person, and it's just like, I'll be that
Discernment.
discernment dude was talking about. You gotta know when it's a bad day versus when it's a bad heart. You gotta know when to invest. You're gonna get that investment back.
Yeah,
Come on.
but we're not
Come
investing
on,
to get the
PD.
investment back, though.
Correct. But come on,
We're
PD.
not looking for an outcome, but yes. Y'all could tell we were paying attention during church on Sunday. Okay. I'm definitely a realistic person, and I think that can be to a fault because I do think I have to change my perspective because life is about perspective. It really is about how you look at things and how you train your mind to think. Like, do you automatically go to the negative or do you look at the positive side of things? So, yeah, I should be more optimistic, but I'm definitely like, it kind of goes back to the calling it like it is. One, like, I just think I am a realist in most situations. It is not that I'm pessimistic and I'm just be super negative, but it's just like literally call it how I see it.
Okay. Like that answer. Okay. Accepting it or questioning it?
Imma question it. I already like I said to y'all, I already overthink everything, so I'm gonna question it in most situations. Now, like, okay, let's think about a work scenario, for example. Now,
Mhm.
if I have somebody who has all this experience, has been there longer than me, and they're training me up in some way, mentoring me, I'm less likely to question it. I'm probably just gonna accept it. I might have a question about like, "Hey, why do we do it this way?" or "What's the history behind this practice?" or whatever, but generally speaking, like, I'm gonna accept that. I'm trying to think of another context. Someone just telling me something in a friendship, a relationship, something, I think I'm more likely to just I'm not that I don't take people at their word or don't believe what people say, but if it needs some follow-ups, Imma have the follow-ups all day. That's how I feel. I'm not just gonna be like, "Okay, that's what you said, so that's what it is," if I don't, completely believe something or I'm not buying in all the way. Unless you like, if I feel like you're a trustworthy person and or you're telling me something and I feel that it's, like, genuine, then yeah, I feel like I'll accept it and not question it, but if there's any type of uncertainty or if I'm wavering anyway, yeah, questions.
Yeah, I feel like the same. I feel like I definitely my default is definitely to question things. I guess like we said last time in our last rapid fire, context dependent, I think,
Mhm.
as well. Like sometimes but then again, like, I'm thinking of scenarios in a lot of different facets of my life. I'm like, I do be questioning stuff a lot.
Yeah. No, I feel like the last one was super context specific. This one, I feel like it's still context specific, but a little less. Like I'm more, I don't know, I'm less, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but I'm less inclined to waver here. Like I feel like I've been easily picking one for the most
Mhm.
part. And I don't know why, but I don't know. These are a little bit more clear to me as far as where I land on the spectrum, despite different contexts. So I don't know.
Okay, period. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll go default questioning it though.
Yeah. I think, yeah, that I agree with you on that because most of yours I haven't agreed with.
Oh,
But
how's she gonna tell me about me? Like that's what
yeah, because
I'm talking
I
about.
was here, I have known you since the beginning of your life.
Oh my god.
So I feel that if anybody can have a perspective or any knowledge on how you are, I'm one of those people outside of mom and dad.
And I feel like you're wrong, and maybe you just don't you don't know this season of me or something.
Jesus, be offense. I have seen all seasons. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but, like, you telling me that you talking about I'm not optimistic. It's
Okay,
like
how about this? After we finish, because we're doing good on time, we're gonna run back through and say what we think each other, like, say what we think the other person's thing,
okay.
like where they land. Okay, that's
Okay.
I was really struggling to get that out, but you get what I'm saying. Okay. Letting things unfold or needing direction. So is that like go with the flow or needing structure? That's what I'm kind of interpreting that as.
Yeah, I was interpreting it that way too.
Okay, go ahead.
I like the deal or the idea of letting things unfold or going with the flow. I feel like but that's I'm like very type B, so
Yeah.
that just sounds way more peaceful to me. I'll be real, I do feel like in certain areas, I do feel more secure when I have a sense of direction. But then
Mhm.
I just be like, "Ugh, like, this is too structured for me." Like, I don't know. I know they be saying, like, you gotta have a schedule, you gotta be organized." It just don't work for me. It really just don't. I can be organized to a certain extent, obviously. I like, niggas done made it to where they need to be. But it's like, I can only be organized or structured to an extent. Like, I don't know. I can't be, like, too much structure. It's not comfortable for me.
Now,
And I
y'all,
also
I
feel like
will
in life,
say
like, you not gonna have no clear timelines or answers. We're on God's time, so if I don't know, I feel like if I'm learning how to move that way, then I gotta just let things unfold.
that's true. That's good, and I will say, y'all, that is Matisse. That was 100% you. You ain't miss a beat right there. Uh, me and dad were just talking about that literally the other day. He
Oh,
was
how
like,
type
"Me
B
and
I am?
Matia are more like this, and you and mom are more like this." Basically on that same point of, like,
Oh, okay.
y'all are procrastinators, y'all
Oh,
kinda
me
let
and
things.
dad.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
yeah. Y'all kinda just go with the flow, care less, and me and mom are, like, the anxious, wanna control, be on top of, like, yes, so, no, that's very much you. She answered that honestly, y'all. I would definitely say I am a needing direction, structure,
You
planning person all day. I am not a I mean, letting things unfold, when you put it that way, I think, yes, I do let things unfold sometimes, but if I'm interpreting it in the sense of going with the flow, I am absolutely not a going with the flow person. Like, I need boom, 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 boom. I feel chaotic and just out of balance if that's not the case. Like, I need to know where I'm going, when I'm going. I want to have planned stuff. Like, if we're on a vacation, for example, I'm still like, we can leave some days open where we just kinda figure it out as we go,
Mhm.
but some of them days need to be planned. I need to have some direction, because if I don't, I just feel unorganized and all over the place, and it gives me anxiety not being prepared. I need to be prepared, and I think that is what it is. Like, I'm huge on preparation, and
Yeah.
some things you can't prepare for, and a lot of things are out of your control, and that's something I've had to learn is control the things you can control, and that's something I'm still actively working on. But, yeah, if I had to pick, yeah.
Yeah. Some type A babies, I can't do it.
Yes, I'm definitely type A, y'all, if y'all couldn't already tell or didn't already know that.
She damn near type triple A.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a stretch.
It's really not.
Triple A? I don't.
It's my attention to detail. I That's how you be acting.
Well, when it comes to this, that's a conversation for another day. Okay. You can go on the next unless you wanna unpack that for the people, child.
I'm okay.
Okay.
Processing alone or taking it out?
What is it?
Oh,
I was like, "Oh, that don't sound right," and then I looked,
I'm sorry.
ooh, you must be tired, had a long day.
I am processing. Sorry, y'all. Bear with me, Jesus. Bear with me. Okay. Processing alone or talking it out.
Yes, okay.
There we
I'm
go.
definitely a processing alone person, and I think I touched on this on the friendship episode, but I just am hesitant to really put myself all the way out there and to really let people help me and to open up in that way. I don't know if it's because I don't think it's that I don't like being vulnerable. I just think that I typically have played the role of the helper, or I feel like maybe people perceive me as like having things together. And I don't intentionally try to present that way, but I think that's where I've kind of fell into that role of like being there for people, being the person giving the advice, being the strong friend or whatever. So I think I kind of just, my default has just been like, okay, you have to deal with this alone. And I think I don't like putting stuff on people either. I wouldn't say I feel like a burden, but I just try to unless I really need to talk it out or the person is just readily available, like my boyfriend, for example, he's right here with me, then it's like, okay, if I'm upset about work or something, I'll talk it out or on the phone with my parents or you or something, but generally speaking, I have to really think through stuff myself, and I usually don't go to others to kinda talk through it unless I just really, really need guidance and I'm very
Mhm.
lost. So, yeah, I know that was a handful, but or mouthful.
Yeah. I definitely think I'm a more well, I don't know, Tequila, you might disagree. I think I'm a more process alone person. Um,
Yes, I agree.
okay. I'm glad we agree on that one. But yeah, I really do like my solitude, and I think a lot of times I just need to sit with my thoughts and kind of ask myself, what am I feeling? And I think also because like my first emotion isn't always the best one or necessarily the real one. It just be like the easiest one to feel. Like sometimes, because that's one thing about me, I do anger pretty quickly. Like, yeah, I get
Yeah.
irritated like really fast.
Mhm. Yes, tell them more about that.
No, I'm just saying I can get irritated pretty fast. So sometimes I do just feel like, oh Lord, I just need to process it alone because if I get to talking it out, then I just spit fire, saying things
Mm,
I don't need to say or just yeah. But I also do think when you do process things alone, you can really only see things from like your
your
perspective.
perspective. Mhm.
And sometimes that perspective, especially within the high emotion, I don't know, what am I trying to say? A high
I'm not
emotion.
sure. In high emotions
Yeah,
is
like when you're in a high emotion, that perspective can be limited. So I think at that point, talking it out does kind of become more important. And not necessarily for like validation or for the purpose of I know we like to use this whole trauma dumping thing, but really just like for expansion. Like I feel like sometimes you kind of need somebody to be like, hey, like I'm tripping. Like,
right.
let me know, like, challenge me, or like tell me something that I haven't considered. So I think growth does happen within the combination of like self reflection and talking it out and the honest conversation, whether that's with somebody who's not directly in the situation or the person who you're at odds with.
Yeah. No, that's really good. I love that perspective. And I think a lot of times there's just a lot we can learn from other people because whether we realize it or not, a lot of us have gone through the same things or are going through the same things. It may be in different ways, but there's definitely a lot to gain from a different perspective, or maybe somebody even frames it in a way that just clicks with you that you can't really get to by yourself. So I think that's super important to like use those resources and that outlet when, you feel up to it and you've sat with it. And it's interesting that yours comes from needing to emotionally regulate before you express, and mine is more like a comfortability
Yeah.
thing. So I think that's interesting that we're on those two different spectrums. But oh, the other thing I was gonna say to this point is sometimes my processing alone has definitely screwed me up because I might be okay, so from a relational standpoint, right? Like if I'm in a rough season in my life or I'm going through something super heavy or whatever, and I'm not thinking straight, when I'm processing alone, I may not see things clearly or see things as I need to be seeing them. And I found in certain moments where I was just in a bad space mentally that I would like get stuck in something. And had I just brought it to somebody else, they would have been like, girl, like, this is crazy. You're tripping. Like, you need to think about it like this or whatever. And I like always think back, like, dang, I wish I would have did that and not just like leaned on myself because I didn't have the capacity to think through the things I need to think through at that
Mhm.
time, and I needed some outside advice or some outside eyes from somebody that wasn't in it and whose vision wasn't jaded or what's a better word? Compromised or what's a better word? Like jaded, compromised,
Limited. Like,
not no, but not limited. There's a specific word I'm looking for. Like, their vision wasn't blurred in some way, shape, or form.
we get
Like
what you're saying. The people understand.
yeah, but whatever. Okay, moving on. Letting it be unfinished or needing closure. Didn't we already do that? No?
I think we answered the question similar, but not that question.
Oh, okay. We had letting it go mentally or needing clarity. Letting it be unfinished or needing closure. I mean, I have the same answer. I would prefer closure.
I would prefer letting it be unfinished, child. Well, I don't need all that closure stuff.
But it also depends again on the situation.
It really don't depend for me.
Okay.
'Cause I feel like and I guess it depends with you. And now that I'm sitting back, I just had a little small reflection. I do think, um, it kinda depends what your definition or your idea of closure is. Because I think a lot of time people, or at least for me, when I hear closure, I think of, like, something you need from someone else, a conversation or, like, an explanation or some type of mutual understanding, but it's just like,
Yeah,
I don't even need that no more, like, it is what it is, let's just move on, let it go. I don't
yeah.
need no closure because every time you go searching for closure, you done found something else you didn't need. It's just like, closure is a myth.
Okay, screaming. Yeah, I ain't gonna expand on that. I feel like I already touched on that. Okay, so let's do a quick run through. So, trusting your first instinct or thinking it through. I think you would have been trusting your first instinct. You said that, so letting
I
it
think
go
you're
meant
thinking it oh,
oh,
okay.
go
We're
ahead.
not
You
going
gonna
no
do
further.
we can do
I
that.
think you're thinking it through.
Okay, that's the ones we picked, right? Letting it
Alright.
go mentally or needing clarity. I would think that you would be I don't know. I'm
Hold on,
somewhere in
Judah.
between on this one with
Give
you.
me 1 second. Judah's acting a fool. I'm so sorry. Judah.
Okay. Letting it go mentally or needing clarity. I feel like I would put you in between on that one.
I feel like you would need clarity.
Yeah. Like, I would put you more on the side of letting it go mentally, yeah,
I
but
don't
I
remember
think
what
you're
I
in the
said for that
middle.
one.
You're right on that one. So we 2 for 2, right, so far?
Yes.
Okay, moving on or making sense of it first.
You would be more making sense of it first.
And you would be in the middle. I think I mean, you would be in the middle, bro. You might move on eventually, but you gonna make sense of it first. Giving it time or calling it what it is. You're calling it what it is. You said you was giving it time. I disagree.
I think I give it time sometimes.
Okay. Where would you put me?
Hmm. I feel like you kinda like, context dependent.
Okay. Okay.
'Cause I
Sitting
feel
with
like it
it.
depends.
Oh, go
It
ahead.
depends for you. Like, sometimes I feel like you one of them, like, cutthroat people, and then
Okay.
sometimes you're like, "Maybe you should think about these things, and like, you could extend grace. Sometimes you never know what people are going through." And then sometimes you be like, "Nah, that's just nah," and it's like, "Okay."
Those are 2 extremes, but okay.
Yeah, and you hit both of them.
Uh,
Context dependent.
anyways, sitting with it or distracting yourself.
You're definitely distracting yourself for sure.
Yeah, you're a little bit in between, but I would put you more on the side of sitting in stuff. And then
I said that though,
eventually you gonna distract yourself, but I
and
yeah.
I said that. I said it's
Okay.
good growth is a combination of both. Didn't I say that?
So maybe it's not that I didn't agree with your decisions, but maybe your explanations were a bit misleading. But I
I'm sorry.
but I there
What?
was one I had to and I put you in the middle a couple times, so okay. Being realistic or being optimistic? You
I think
voted
I'm
yourself
optimistic.
optimistic. The answer is no,
But why is that?
realistic.
Why do you feel that way?
Matia, didn't we just talk about how you was too blunt and you had to apologize to your friend via the podcast, how you say things and you're very like you could be very stickler, very straight to it, very like, you know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't call you optimistic. I wouldn't. I would
You're not even
say
using the
realistic.
word right, cause optimistic mean like
Yeah, it's about your outlook on things. You think positively or you think of things in a certain light. Matia and okay, yeah, Matia, that maybe wasn't the best example, but you optimistic
y'all, I am very optimistic. Like she really on here
about what? Like, can you give an
life.
example?
I think I'm just optimistic about life and people. Like I don't inherently think everybody is just bad. I actually see the good in people too much. I be
Well, I
extending
do
too much
too.
grace.
But if we're talking about it in that context, then but I
I
don't
think
know
we were
because
talking generally, but I said the reason I feel like I'm naturally optimistic is because I like to see the good in people and in situations. and I'll be clinging on to potential. I feel like that is very true of me.
Yeah, that's true in that context. Again, context dependent because we're maybe talking about when you are the subject of your life. When you are giving advice to someone else, or if you're looking at things like on my side, I would definitely not put you as optimistic. I would put you as realistic all day, every day, and not giving people chances. Very much like, no. And I'm like, well, they do. And so, yeah, I think let's
I
not,
mean, yeah,
we
you're
gonna
right.
go,
I ain't gonna lie. On that note, maybe you're right. Cause I will say Krista literally my line sister Krista literally commented under
see?
she was like, "You ate me up."
Yeah, she be eating people up, but she don't wanna be ate up. Yeah,
The
Mattia,
thing
that no,
is
that is a really good thing to say. I say this to her all the time. Mattia cannot take what she dishes, but she be dishing some shit. Literally. Yeah. That's we just gonna move
first
on.
of
I think
all,
that's a great place to end that.
yes, I can. It
Mm-mm.
just depends on the mood that I'm in.
And her dishing is not optimistic. It's straight to it, like realistic.
I'm a
Anyways.
very kind person. Please don't. I am very nice and very kind, and people.
Context and person specific.
Everybody don't deserve my kindness. Everybody
Okay.
don't deserve to go to that level with me. They don't deserve to see them parts of me. We talked about that in the sermon at church too. Remember, because he only took 3, not 12. Come on.
Okay. You need to make sure that you're using that
I That's
That's
what he said.
yes, he did say that about some people can't, go with you when you're elevating. He
Some people
did
want to
say
see
that.
you shrunk.
Yeah,
Want to see
but it was
I
more
feel
like
like
you can't take everyone with you.
people be wanting to see me.
But no, no, no. It was more about you can't take everyone with you to your next level. Anyways, let's
But he
move
said it
on.
was some traits that you can't everybody not can't see that. They don't deserve that. They haven't done anything to give you, like a green light to express all that.
Okay, accepting it or questioning it. Mattia's gonna question it. And you said, didn't you say you were accepting?
I think definitely say questioning.
Did you? Maybe you did.
Yes,
Maybe you did. Okay. Where do you think I go?
questioning it.
Okay. Letting things unfold or needing direction. In the context we interpreted it, Mattia would be letting things unfold as far as going with the flow. And she don't follow direction, I think. Mattia's the one that's gonna go against the grain. She gonna push the envelope. So, um,
Yes.
where are you gonna put me at?
Needing direction 24/7, just anal about everything.
Okay, moving forward. Processing alone or talking it out. I
um,
think you're processing alone, but you can be a talking. I think it just depends on what mood you're in and what specifically is the subject of whatever we're processing or talking about.
and I will argue that all of these depend on the mood that I'm in. So that's why I feel like that's why you don't ever know my next move. That's why, like, when I throw something, you be like, "That's not you," but like, I'm thinking of a different mood than you're thinking of me in.
You don't in my eyes, you don't have that many moods, but I'm gonna let you
I
just
think
be
I'm
the
very multifaceted, but okay.
Which one would you put me at?
Um, wait, which one was this?
Processing alone or talking it
Oh, processing alone for sure. You're very avoidant.
out? That's crazy because I think I talked to you about a lot of stuff. I thought you were gonna say context dependent.
Well, I wasn't, so.
Like with you, I'm pretty open. And I think right now, let me tell you how she works. She's trying to get back at me right now. So she's not gonna admit the truth. She wanna try to get back. But I talked to you about
Not
a
about
good amount.
being No, I'm just being real. You're a very avoidant baby.
Avoidant?
Yes.
Mm, okay. I am going to
Don't make
disagree
me call the troops.
a little bit.
We could get some witnesses.
A- Anyways, letting it be unfinished or needing closure.
I feel like you're definitely a needing closure type of person.
Yeah, and I think you are too. That's why I was gonna say that I think you are too. Let's talk about context. Let's talk about context. Cause what you'll do is on the front end, you'll front too,
Oh,
as if you
brother.
just gonna let it go and be unfinished. But on the back end, not the back end, but later on after, you gonna try to get some closure.
I don't even know what I don't even wanna know the context
Yeah, she don't want y'all to
that's
know
being
it.
depended on right now.
Oh, it's context.
But yeah, I'm not really sure what you're trying to say there because I don't feel like I'll be needing closure for real. Like, mm.
Okay, y'all. Well, that is all for this episode.
Tell me, you know what?
Thank y'all again for tuning in and rocking with us. If y'all enjoyed this, please share it with your friends, loved ones, family, and tell them to tune into our podcast. And please follow us and subscribe and like us on all platforms. Again, going through the platforms, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram and TikTok. And yes, y'all, that's it for this week. And we'll be back next week with another episode. All right, bye.
Bye, y'all.